So hello everyone out there, this is Peter Walden doing a Gate Crash 8.4 draft. For those of you who don't know me, I am a Swedish PDQ grinder that's been around to a couple of Grand Prix here and there, made some finishes, top 50 in Grand Prix Lyon, and a couple of non-mentionables. In this pack, we don't have that much to choose from. I haven't tried out Gyre Sage, the rare, but I do know that I want to be an aggressive deck in this format. So one of the most important parts of Gate Crash Limited is that you need 2-drops. So I'm going to pick up a fairly aggressive 2-drop here. And we see that an uncommon is missing here. And that tells me, well, not that much, because there's not much to compare to in this pack. We can say that our next door neighbor, he took an uncommon that's better than 5 Alarm Fire and worse than Assault Griffin. And that's quite a far span. I'm going to pick up the Assault Griffin here because it helps with Battalion on the Daring Skyjack. And perhaps we can get ourselves a nice Boros deck here. But we're still open for Orzhov if that comes our way. We have Smite, which I'm not very fond of in Boros. On the other hand, I am very fond of it in Orzhov. More specifically, just because it's very good against Gruul, because you can usually 2-for-1 them when they Blood Rush. Warmind Infantry is a very good 3-drop. It has 3 toughness, so it blocks 2-drops fairly well, and it's also aggressive when you turn on the Battalion. Not that many interesting cards here. Sure, we have the Key Rune and we have Night Watch. I think I'm gonna pick up a Key Rune here. Even though Night Watch helps out tremendously with triggering Battalion, I think 5 mana is a bit clunky. Yeah, let's pick up the Key Rune. And here we have a very good Battalion Enabler. It has haste, so it comes from nowhere, and it also has flying. One thing to note about the transports is that they are also Battalion Enablers. The Hellraiser Goblin also has haste, but the ability to... the drawback is actually significant, like that you have to attack with all your dudes. So I'm just going to pick up the Sky Knight Legionnaire. Also, the other way around, if I would have passed the Legionnaire, that's a pretty good signal for someone downstream to go into Boros, I think. I'm not very fond of playing any guild gates in Boros because in the best case scenario you won't have time to play the guild gates because you will be busy curving out. So I'm gonna pick up an armored transport here. It's definitely not the best battalion enabler, but it will suffice. I'll pick up a trick. Perhaps perhaps we'll play it. I'm not quite sure. This is an interesting pick. I usually go with the 2-drop if I have a choice. Yeah, sure. I knew that there was another Assault Griffin waiting. Spoiler alert, I didn't. Here I don't have anything I like to hate draft. And if people want to play Prophetic Prism on their turn 2, I'm fine with it. So I'm just gonna take a mountain here. That's usually how I do it. Like, if there's not a good card for me, and nothing that I really want to hate draft, I just take the basic land. I could hate draft Purge the Profane, but I don't think it will matter anyway. But yeah, sure. I pick up the Purge the Profane. People can play either of these. I don't mind picking up the red card just because. Oh, a Righteous Charge. I could fancy playing that. So what we are looking for here is, of course, more 2-drops, perhaps an Ember Beast or so. Definitely not a Realm Right. Another Warmind Infantry is fine. Let's just highlight that for now. Basilica Guards was the common that I thought would be the most played going into Gatecrash when I looked at the set up front, because Extort seemed very, very powerful. As it is now, I think it's still a very high pick, but it's not outstanding. There's also an Orzhov Charm and a Debtor's Pulpit if you want to go into Orzhov. Debtor's Pulpit is way too slow for our deck, and I think it might be too slow for the format. Choices. We have a 2-drop, a Syndic of Tights. A Holy Mantle, which brings damage. Like, it's a battalion enabler in itself, and it also makes your guy unblockable, and in worst case scenario it makes your guy a very good blocker. So with that said, I think It's either Syndic of Tides or Skynet Legionnaire. And as I said with the Guildgate, most of the time we will be busy just curving out. So we won't have that much extra mana to spare, hopefully. And I'm going to pick up another 2-drop. And nothing. I am not fond of playing 2 of these. So perhaps it is time to hate draft. And in that case, I'd hate draft the flyer maker thingy. I think, yeah. And we're also going to pick up a Scorchwalker here because it goes very well together with flyers. And if we should get through with Kirun, then it's Christmas Eve and birthday all over the place. Heh. Plenty of green cards, and by plenty I mean 3 or 2.5. But I'm just gonna pick up an armored van. Act of Treason is also a battalion enabler. Like you have two battalion guys out, and then you steal the their blocker to come in for extra damage from their blocker, and to come in for extra damage by triggering Bloodthirst. The Burning Tree Emissary is a little awkward on the mana, and it's not all the time you can use the extra mana, but I'm going to pick him up here and see how the mana turns out. This is a card that lets you swing with battalion twice, because often they'll be able to kill one of your guys, and yeah, well, instead I'm just gonna pick up another flyer. Oh, sure, I can take a smite. Night Watch, sure. Another Righteous Charge, I'm not that interested really. There is an Executioner's Swing though, and I think I'm going to hate draft that. Yeah, a 5 mana guy that only trades for my 2 mana guys is fine if other people are playing. Yeah, I know that his evolved guys probably got bigger, so I can't attack anyway if they play the 6/2, but I'm not listening. Oh, this is the 2-drop. It is without a doubt the best 2-drop in the format. There's also a breeding pool here. But I think our deck needs the True Fire Paladin more than I need the Breeding Pool. So I'm just gonna pick the Paladin up here. And here we go. Here we have Massive Raid, Pit Fight, the Bomber Corps, and the Court Street Denizen. Court Street Denizen, along with the Skynet Legionnaire, makes it very hard for the opponent to be able to hold back blockers in a profitable way. Because out of nowhere, I tap down your guy and bring like a haste guy from out of nowhere. Bomber Corps is not that good of a battalion dude. Usually, you have to sacrifice this if you're attacking with him. Like, he will be blocked by something. I think the correct pick here is a Massive Raid. Ooh. Here we have the Boros Elite, the Halbardiers, and another Warmind Infantry. I actually haven't played a lot with Boros Elite. My biggest concern with the Elite is that even though he grows with Battalion, he doesn't become like harder to block. In comparison, it becomes a 3/2 first striker and is very hard to block profitably. Well, this is just a 3-power dude that trades with any reasonably sized creature on the opponent's side. Here we have an Alms Beast, which is a huge guy. I don't think he's hate draft worthy though. Like, it's not that he's that big of an issue for us. Usually we can just fly over him, he said. Hopefully. I'm gonna pick up a +5/+1 here. And here we also have two very good cards in this kind of aggressive matchup, like the other Halbardiers and a Madcap skills. Like, you do want to have at least the Madcap skills in your aggressive deck. So the first one is perfectly okay to pick up over even quality dudes like this. If we were if we didn't have so many creatures and so many 2-drops, I wouldn't have picked up the skills, of course. Also noteworthy, in that pack we had a Slaughterhorn, which seems very good. And I'm gonna pick up one of the only 6-drops that I could fancy playing in the format that isn't rare in these colors. I can pick up a trick here. Yeah, sure. Gonna hate draft the fire. We're way beyond where signaling matters anymore. Hopefully people around me have settled in their colors. An Eternity Blocker might be bothersome, unclear. Oh, a pit fight, you say? Like, Pit fight is usually better in the Gruul decks, of course, because the the Boros deck usually don't have the toughness to be able to fight with something. But I think it's better than Bomber Corpse. An active treason, sure. I don't think I care either way. Right, so soon deck building shall commence. Yeah, this is the annoying part with the old version of Magic Online. Even though I've hidden cards, it brings them all out when the deck building starts. Like, we have a couple of creatures that, yeah, we have a couple of things that make use of the mana from the what's his name, Burning Tree Emissary here, and the only double white spell we have is Righteous Charge and Herbit's Protector, and I don't think I want to be playing this on turn 3 anyway, so it doesn't really matter that we have to have double red on 2 for that case, for that sake. And by turn 6 we should definitely have double white. So I'm not worried about the double red in the mana cost here of the Emissary. A couple of these guys, a Massive Raid, a couple of Pump, a couple of red-white Deuterators, Martial Glory perhaps, Pit Fight perhaps, the Gargoyle, the Armored Bands, the 2-drop, the Flyers, and the 6-drop, and we have ourselves a deck. Now, question is, do I want to play this over something? I'm not quite sure that I do. Should be the Martial Glory, perhaps. Perhaps 2 Armored Transports is a bit too much. Perhaps a Keyrune is not where we want to be. Unclear. Like, we do have quite a lot of flying, so it's likely that this will actually get through for damage. And this brings some kind of evasion. Yeah, sure. Let's see where this takes us. Add my lands. And you're suggesting I play 2 forests in my red and white deck. I am not convinced. Perhaps 10-7 in red. I have quite a lot of double red spells, like if we're going to use these for pumping, and this one, and also this one. I could go with 10-7 here. and submit. And we'll be right back with round 1.